Celery on Today, supported by Ninja.
You are very welcome back to us. Fiona Uyema is in the kitchen with us. My Japanese needs to be perfected, doesn't it? So earlier on we cooked the most fabulous, the lovely dumplings.
Yeah, and they were great. They were all cleared here, weren't
they? Listen, it doesn't take much around here.
Yeah,
Tell us what now?
It's a real comfort food, isn't it? Spice bag. But I think a lot of people say, you know, it can be a bit heavy takeaway, so let's make it at home and just kind of a healthier version of it, but you're still getting that comfort in it. So I've two breasts of chicken, and I've just sliced them. You could call them strips. Now you could even cut them thinner than that. So it really depends then how quick do you want it to cook in the air fryer. So the way I've prepared them there, you get about 180 degree in the air fryer, 10 minutes.
What did you put in there, soya?
Soy sauce in there. Again, Asian cooking, you're always going to add soy sauce, really gentle flavours, and a little bit of sesame oil, something I love adding flavour with chicken. Now I have a spice bag mix. So really what this is, like your 5 spice, you've some salt, you can add sea salt, then you onion, garlic powder, chilli flakes. So you can buy a shop bought one.
Can you do that now? You can buy spice or a spice bag mix.
Spice bag mix.
Great.
You can get them in any of the supermarkets if you want to make your own, but you just might have to invest in a few ingredients. So it really depends. Some people just shake it over at the end, but I like to infuse all the ingredients with it.
You're not putting a lot in there.
No, because like if I'm not cooking for myself, even my family at home, I'll always use less, because then at the table you can add more. If you add too much at the beginning, you can't go back.
I get it.
So that's the only reason. And again, another ingredient I was using, the potato starch just gives that crispiness to the chicken. You can use corn flour as well if you don't.
Can you buy potato starch everywhere?
Yeah, we actually have a lovely Irish potato starch has come to the market now, which is great.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because I remember when I came back from Japan, I couldn't find potato starch anywhere, and it kind of baffled me because we're the land of potato.
And do they use it all the time in Japan?
All the time. Like for lots of things like this, it's a really healthy way to get crispy chicken, because you don't have that thick batter. So really, sometimes I would marinate it in these for about 5 or 10 minutes if you have time, but you don't have to. So really then, you have your chicken coated, you're putting it straight into your air fryer.
And no fat dripping off it, because you see, this is the thing.
You're not deep frying.
Yes, you're not, and that's why it's so healthy.
Yeah, so really what I do with this is you could brush it with oil, but I just drizzle a little bit in, because the air fryer actually circulates the oil for you. So I just drizzle a little bit on, and when you think how healthy that is compared to deep frying or even shallow frying it. So I have put on some earlier, but I just wanted to talk you through how to do that.
And I think if people would be afraid, often things that we order in, we're almost afraid to do it ourselves in case we get it wrong. And you're demystifying this for us today. And you know, most people, I'm not saying most people, a lot of us have air fryers now.
Yeah, and I love cooking, but I'm a bit of a lazy cook. Well, maybe it's because I'm busy, have a young family, so I love the air fryer because you can do a lot of stuff
I like
in
that
10
it's fast.
minutes.
Great.
So you can do your vegetables in the air fryer as well, but I just want to show you how you can bring all this together on a pan. So I've preheated my pan, put some oil that you can bring to a high point. So vegetable oil, I know olive oil I love cooking with, but for this I probably wouldn't. So you just have a nice hot pan, put your hand over to check, and then I'm going to throw in, you know, the colours of the rainbow here.
So that's the whole spice bag, peppers and... Is that spring onions in as well?
Spring onions as well, yeah. So just throw them all in.
Very good. Here, I'll take that from you, give you a hand.
Thank you. So just cook them on a high heat. They
don't have to be massively cooked, do they?
No, exactly, because you want that bite and crisp in them. And again, I'm adding a little bit of this. So I just add it as I'm going along.
Yeah, and that's a good idea, because you're adding the spice as you're going along, as opposed to putting a load into the chicken. I get it now.
And you're kind of developing the flavours along the way. So I just love this. This is like a weekly dish in our house now. And rather than, you know, picking up the phone and ordering in, you'd have this ready in about 20 minutes at home or less, 10 or 20 minutes. And
it's an easy way for kids to eat veg, I think. It's an easy way to tempt them.
Absolutely. I know a lot of the teenage kids now, there's a big buzz with spice bags. So yeah, you can get in peppers, onions, scallions. You could add some garlic and chilli there if you want, but sometimes find the chilli just might be a bit too hot. So like I said, I have cooked this at 180 in the air fryer, and you see that lovely light crispiness on the chicken. So I just add that in there.
So you add it into the pan for the last little bit.
So I'm just bringing it all together. Now you could do it in a bowl if you wanted. and you're just getting lovely char there on the vegetables. A nice non-stick pan as well. I think you can just really helps you with cooking. And we have our chips here. You have to add the chips, you can't leave them out. And you know, you can do, I find homemade chips work really well in the air fryer. If the chips are a bit wet, put them in the air fryer for a minute or two to dry them out, and then add the oil. And that works really well. So you bring that all together, add one last little bit.
How did it become such a big phenomenon, the whole spice bag?
Do you know, I think it's a real Irish take on Chinese food, isn't it? It's that kind of lightly coated Chinese food, and then the Irish
chips in the middle of it.
fusion of chips in the middle. So I think we kind of brought all of that together and brought this Irish Chinese. I think it has its own story, doesn't it?
And it's gone mad. Like, you have celebrities really into it now from other countries as well, really getting into it. Like,
yes, absolutely.
It's so funny.
Oh, Dahi can smell the food.
Dahi loves spice bag, don't you?
You can smell it a
I
mile
do,
off.
and do you know, a few pints of an evening.
I'd say of an evening.
Yeah. On the way home.
Oh, it's total comfort food.
Yeah.
But you know what's the finishing touch on this then? You have to add your curry.
Yeah.
You know, and it just brings it all together. So most Irish people have your powder curry and you mix it with water.
Yeah.
Is that just it?
You just want to do your kind of easy to make curry at home. So this is just a shop bought curry, and I added a bit of water and just let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then drizzle it.
Fiona, I go to America a fair bit with the family, right? And anytime you order Chinese, they don't have the Chinese dishes we have here, like say a chicken curry. It doesn't exist. They don't have a curry like this. They have all the duck with orange sauce and so on and so forth, but they don't have any of these curry dishes for some reason.
Yeah,
that's strange.
It's crazy. I couldn't believe it.
It's like we have our own version of Chinese.
That's exactly
Put it there so we get a lovely look at it.
And I will just put 2 forks. Can you smell that? Doesn't it smell lovely?
It's unreal,
So
isn't
you'd be serving that up now on Friday, maybe.
This is unbelievable. Look at that. It does look great.
I think it's the 5-spice part that I like.
It is. It's just such a lovely blend of spices, and if you don't
add
add a lot of
you
chilli,
can get it in there, can't you?
Yeah, but I didn't realise you could buy the whole.
We can, of course. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's become such a trend, and there's such a demand for it in the market. But yeah, I think that's a real. There'll be lots of people watching now. Just
now you know how to do it, you guys. Fiona, thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. It's been lovely, absolutely lovely.
Derry Clark will be in the kitchen tomorrow, and he has some beautiful salmon, Maura.
Yes, he's seared salmon for us, and details, of course, of Fiona's fabulous recipes and all the recipes from all our chefs. rte.ie/food, and of course, pop onto our socials at RTE Today. And thanks again, Fiona.
Thank you.
Cookery on Today, supported by Ninja.